Welcome to the special edition of Thoughts with CP. Now, remember, I told you guys that um, today was going to be diagnosis day or steps to diagnosis. And remember, I said to you guys, with Danielle as my witness, that I was going to give you a color and that was going to be my semi-diagnosis. Well, I'm happy to report that the color is green, which we were 99% sure it was green. It's not black because I said I've been home for 5 months. How could it have been black? But they wanted to make sure that it wasn't. So I went through the testing as I told you guys. And so now it's green, and so now I'm working with not my local hospital, but a hospital close to me that has a better pulmonology department than my local hospital. My local hospital has absolutely nothing to it. So I am super happy to say that I'm working with the pulmonology department down at Valleyville. And I had to laugh because here I am and the pulmonology department came into my life back in April, back in the end of March of last year and April of 2019, definitely in April, but the end of March started this whole journey with my dad. And so, funny enough, full circle, a year later, and I'm like, okay, you guys, send me to pulmonology now. Okay. But we're happy that it is not what we thought it was. And yes, I had to do the test, as I told you guys, but we're happy that it's a step in the right direction. And they asked me today, they said, well, have you been on oxygen? And I said, yes. And due to my prematurity, and I said, yes, due to my scoliosis. And they said, have you done a sleep study? I said, back in the 90s. And they go, well, have you had lung functioning tests? I said, yeah, briefly back in the 90s, but not that high functioning because I was at my mom's asthma appointment. So that's how I knew. That's how I knew, and it gave it to me too because my mom actually said to them down in Denver, she goes, I don't think this is a lack of movement cough. So, yes, I've had the lung functioning test, and of course, it was my mom's appointment. So, they didn't necessarily do anything for me, but I'm happy to say that it's going in the right direction, and I don't care when it's scheduled now. I may be in a different house by the time it's scheduled, but yeah, it's just headed in the right direction. And number one, thank you guys for all your love and support on this wild goose chase. I'm like, Yikes! If I tell my fans it's the black diagnosis, they're gonna be like, "What?" They're gonna be like, "What?" Danielle's gonna be like, "What?" We can't have the black diagnosis because no, I no, I said, "No, that can't be true." And, it's so funny because, when my doctor called me today, they go, "Is this Win Charles?" And I go, "This is she." And I said, "Just give me the bad news." I didn't say it like that, trust me. I'm like, "Just give me some news so that I know where to head." Because, and I've learned over the past week that even if they say it takes 3 to 9 days to get the what's going on right now diagnosis back to you, don't believe them necessarily because they might put you at the bottom of the heap just because of your lower priority than the people that do have what's going on right now. And of course, because I've been social distancing and home since March 9th and doing everything in my power to not go out and doing everything in my power to stay home and all that good stuff. That's why I don't have it. Now, trust me, I am I am trying to get a flu shot. Yes, I know I said not a vacciner, but I think because of my somewhat 99% sure as my aspect, I think I have to get a flu shot, even though I'm a full time content creator, just because of we have the flu and what's going on. So we have two diagnoses that could kill any person walking on the planet. And I think the flu is going to be stronger this year than in years past because we have what's going on. I mean, we've never, I'm looking at it from a journalist point of view, and I'm also looking at it from a medical cerebral palsy point of view, and we've never had two things combine during the same year, during the same winter. And so, yes, I'm going to get a flu shot as soon as I can, and then I can rest easily knowing that I don't have the flu. And even though it will make me feel like I've been run over by a Mack truck, I have been thinking about it. And I know there's a lot of anti-vaxxers out there, and it's going to be interesting. I am going as soon as I get to pulmonology down at the bigger hospital, which is closer to me, Valley View, Valley View Hospital. I'm going to ask them if they can give me a flu shot just so I don't get the flu on top of what's going on. And even though it will make me feel like crap, but I will tell you this will be the only year, other than when I was in teaching, I will get a flu shot. This will be the only year that I will get a flu shot just because of everything that's going on. I just because of everything that's going on, I don't want to be the anti-vaxxer this year. Normally I could care less, but because I've been looking at it and doing soul searching and looking at it from a journalist point of view, looking at it from a cerebral palsy point of view, I think because we have two very, 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 very bad things, icky things going on at once, I think it's going to be the easiest if I go get a flu shot and then I don't have to worry about it. Then I can go on to pulmonology and just get get what I need to be done there. And they asked me if I've ever had a lung biopsy before, and I said no, but I know that a lung biopsy they do knock you out for because it's your lung. And I witnessed that one with my dad, and that he didn't do very well on that. I will do better on that. And so we're going to get to the diagnosis this year. And if it's asthma, if it is asthma, once we get the appointment scheduled, I will take it. As long as I have two legs that function, I will take asthma, and it's not the black diagnosis. And I'm going to try and ask them or ask my doctor for a flu shot. But I think because we have so many things stacked against us right now as a society, not just me, but right now as a society, I think the anti-vaxxers need to cool their jets a little bit, and let's just um, hold our P's and Q's and let the flu shots begin, because I've been looking at it from a journalist point of view, also cerebral palsy point of view, as I said, and I know when it comes down to it, this will be the only year other than when I was in teaching, because I had to get a flu shot, because it's not because I don't want a flu shot, it's because we have two things stacked against us right now. I mean, as we go into October in the next couple of weeks here, we have two things stacked against us, and no one gave us an end date to what's going on. So, so that's just me, and you guys can do whatever you please, but they recommend you get a flu shot. They recommend you get a flu shot because we have two things going on that's not good. I mean, not good. I mean, here I thought I was going to come home and not see a sign at my counselor's office saying, please wipe down everything inside, and a big bottle of Clorox. And I thought that I was going to come home and everything was going to be normal. Now, granted, I was only gone for a week, and everything during that week went down the tubes. And it's like, really? Really? I only leave the my home office for a week to go on the cultural immersion trip, and everything goes down the tubes. It's like, nope, 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 nope. So I am going to get a flu shot. So even though it's going to make me feel icky, I would rather be safe than sorry, and that's why I got the COVID test, to be safe than sorry. But I am 99% positive that I have asthma because I wheeze, I cough, and so you guys don't get to hear the excuse, apologize for the coughing attack. You guys get to hear the excuse of, um, I now have a diagnosis, and that's all that's going to be. And you guys have put up with this coughing attack for so long now. You probably just like get the diagnosis and deal with it. Let's deal with it. And if it's a misdiagnosis of asthma, it's going to be a misdiagnosis of asthma, and I'm not blaming Children's Hospital. I am not blaming my mom. Because she did the best she could. I am blaming my lack of ignorance of not being a good medical advocate. And that's how it's going to be. And so we'll see what this diagnosis turns out to be. And if I need oxygen at night when I sleep, I need oxygen at night when I sleep. And if I need a CPAP, I need a CPAP. But at least we know what it is now and what it isn't. And at least we're getting closer to a diagnosis. And if I need to have, I mean, a lot of people have asthma, and you guys have told me that so many people, and as soon as I shared my dad's story, you guys have told me off mic that you have family members that have been affected. So when I'm at 99%, when I'm 100% positive that I have asthma, I will let you guys know, and then I will welcome myself to the Asthma Club 33 years late. I am not, I am, if it's not asthma, I won't, if it is asthma, I won't be surprised because, as I said, it's going to be 33 years late that I got diagnosed with asthma. And what happened is they kept diagnosing it as a lack of movement cough, a lack of movement cough, a lack of movement cough. Well, hello. Why would I still have a deep, bulky chest cough if I was climbing rocks once a week last year? And why would I still have a deep, bulky chest cough if I was on the Galileo tilt table, which is a power play once a year? This is not a lack of movement cough. This is more asthma related, and when it's my own, I think it's my own form of asthma. I'm sorry, but whoever diagnosed me as a lack of movement cough is sadly mistaken, and my poor mom was trying to take care of herself, that when her child got the diagnosis of a lack of movement cough, she said, "Okay, that's it." I um I didn't start I didn't start pressing back until I realized, look, this is not a lack of movement cough, and trust me, I still had this cough. Um, when I came home, I just couldn't do anything about it because of everything that went on. I mean, doctors were barely seeing patients, and so the only time um, it was not there was when I was on East Coast, and that so we'll see. We'll see. And I'm 99% sure that I'll have asthma like my mom for the rest of my life. And I know several people with asthma, and of course, the smoke and the haze doesn't help from California, Oregon, here, and it doesn't help our asthmatic and breathe. And so here we go on the interesting journey of getting diagnosed with whatever it is. And here we go on the interesting journey of getting lung biopsies, and here we go. Look at the lungs and see what it is, but I'm happy it's not COVID, and I'm happy it's not walking pneumonia either. And so here we go, you guys, on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride again. And it's like, really? Really? How many diagnoses can one person, yeah, can one person get? CP and asthma? Jeez. Okay, I am my mother's daughter. If it is asthma, I am my mother's daughter because she she actually got pneumonia after having me. So it's not it's not common that asthmatics getting sick after they go through a stressful situation, i.e., having a kid with cerebral palsy. And so I am my mother's daughter. They just misdiagnosed it as a lack of movement cough. And if it is asthma, I'll just deal with it. And then and so right now, as of today, as we record this on September 17th, um, this is the first step is pulling medical records, and then which I said good luck with that one, pulling medical records from Children's Hospital um, in the 90s, and good luck because all those records have gone to the trash can practically. I couldn't I couldn't even pull medical records when I was trying to re-diagnose when they were trying to re-diagnose me with scoliosis and figure out why I had bad back problems for a while now. You guys didn't know that because I was I doing this when probably I was doing this when yes I was because I told you guys about the Hunchback of Notre Dame syndrome, and so now I am back at the bigger hospital to figure out what's wrong with me yet again. So if it is asthma, I am my mother's daughter, and we will see, and probably you guys will tell me a lot of asthma stories to make me feel better. And so I will let you guys know when I know. I just don't know what the situation is now, but we're 99% sure it's asthma because I have the wheeziness, I have the coughing, I have the everything else. So we're 99% sure it's asthma. But if it's something else, um, it's something else. But I am surprised that they want to do a lung biopsy on me, which, as I said, I've witnessed that one and it's not good. And it's not good. And I've witnessed the recovery from that one as a child, as a daughter, and it's not good. So I just have to stay positive at this point. I am 99% sure it's asthma, and I do have trouble catching my breath, and I do have trouble at night, and I do have a deviated septum, but that has nothing to do with asthma, and I need to get that rebroken and fixed. But that's after I get diagnosed with asthma. So we'll see what they say. Now it's all in doctor's hands, but I am super happy that someone is listening, and I am super happy that if it's asthma, I can control. I could control the green disease, asthma, better than I could control COVID at this point because we're all learning together about COVID and asthma. I know my own body. I know my medical history. I know my mom's medical history. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm 99% sure it's asthma, but we'll see. We'll see, and I will let you guys know what it is. As I said the last time, um, I will let you guys know. I just let my Facebook status know that it's not COVID because I wanted them to understand that no, Win doesn't get COVID. Win is, and the other thing is, I have a really rare blood type. I am O and O negative and RH positive. I just looked at it today, and they say that O doesn't get what's going on easily. So I'm super lucky. I'm like, who in the world blessed me with a really rare blood type? And I'm like, when I looked at it today, I'm like, okay, someone either blessed me with cerebral palsy and a really rare blood type because now I I can still get what's going on, but I won't catch it that easily. Plus, I've been really, really good. So I'm like, if they would have, as I said, if they would have came back today and said, today being September 17th, if they would have said, look, the COVID test is positive, I would have dealt with it, but I'm like, I've been really good. Plus, I really have a negative, um, a really weird blood type. So I'm like, no, you can't do this to me. but I've been watching it like a hawk, and Danielle has been watching it like a hawk. So, welcome to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride to get diagnosed with something. As I said, we are 99% positive it's asthma, and we're just gonna leave it at that until a doctor tells me otherwise. And if I need oxygen at night for the rest of my life, I will take oxygen at night. I've done this oxygen and I've done Tegaderm on my face, and Tegaderm is essentially tape. And so I've done Tegaderm and I've seen oxygen compressors, and yes, the noise will still scare me, but it was it was if I can prepare my body, I'll be perfectly fine. And since I'm not necessarily dying of lung cancer like my dad was, maybe the noise would scare me less, because every time I heard that noise, and it still gives me the heebie-jeebies, so I associate with dying. So I don't know, but I'm 99% sure it is asthma, because I'm wheezing, having trouble catching my breath, and you guys hear me say I apologize for the coughing attack. Jeez. And it's like, okay, you guys are sick of it. You put up with this. And so it's like, oh boy, here we go on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride again. And on a positive note, I did I did decide who is gonna be my we're going to do role reversals here when we hit 2,000 episodes. I did decide who's going to be my interviewer for 2000, and I also did decide who's going to be my interviewer for 3000 too, because now we're aiming for 3000 episodes, and I'm going to keep this podcast alive as long as I can. So that, because you guys seem to like the Palsy aspect, and for those of you who missed my little extravaganza earlier today, go check out my Facebook profile. I actually did a secret episode of Ask Gwen without you guys even knowing. I I was fortunate enough to check my email yesterday, and I did an episode with someone on StreamYard, which is a video platform, and we talked about writing books. So I will try and pull the audio off of that one. Someone has to teach me how to do it. I will try and pull the audio off of that one. But for those who saw it. But for those who need to see it, just go check out my Facebook profile. And so I'm exhausted, you guys. I am exhausted. I have been running like a chicken with my head cut off. Even why do you guys love cerebral palsy? I still don't get that one. I mean, I was interviewed today. I was interviewed I've got so many calls being on podcasts. I've been interviewed twice now, 3 times 4 times this week alone. I have another one tomorrow. I'm like, "Why? Why do you guys love the Vivaldi?" Well, anyway, I love what I do. I'm not complaining. Trust me, I'm not complaining. But I'm like, I lost my voice during one of the middle of the interviews. I'm like, how embarrassing is this? Just losing your voice in the middle of the interviews. Anyway, that's fun, and I'll share it with you guys when the interview comes out. And of course, we love you guys. And Danielle, is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Yeah. Go. Go. Yeah.
What she said. Thank you for following us. And for those of you out in California, Oregon, and Washington State, aka Seattle area, don't think I am not going on, and don't think you guys are not going on unnoticed, because you guys are, and it's devastating, and we're dealing with the smoke from the smoke and the haze, which does not help asthmatic. We're dealing with the smoke and the haze from here, from California here. So, don't think that you guys, I haven't forgotten about you. And please, 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 if you're trying to evacuate, don't be picking up your phone and listening to us when listen to Ask When. I told you guys this the last time we did a wild fire out in California, which was only last year, I believe. And don't listen to Ask When. Evacuate first, and then as soon as you get to your safety spot, turn on Ask When to give yourself, to make your brain go mush just a little bit, just a little bit, just so you can stay ahead of everything. But don't um think that you guys haven't gone unnoticed. And I'll be back next week with another episode, and I have fabulous guests lined up. I think we're rocking rolling, and I'm happy to say that God blessed me with a job that I absolutely love, and I'm happy to say that I think it was, I swear that the universe had a plan for me to get kicked out of the um, education setting and then give me a job and a podcast and sharing my story and different pieces of my story. And just, I love what I do. And if this podcaster has asthma, I have asthma. I am my mother's daughter. My mom had severe asthma, and um, but she was still strong enough to take care of me. And as I said, my grandfather died of asthma in the 60s, and so yep, I am my mother's daughter, but we'll see what happens. And I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll be back with another fabulous episodes. I know I have recordings of the Yin Yang on Sunday and Saturday, and I don't have a life anymore. But I love my job, and so thank you for following us, and I'll be back next week, and Danielle and I will be back, obviously, for the artwork of CP on Saturday morning. And so, yep, but we just wanted to drop this bonus episode to say yes, this podcast is still standing, and Even if I did have what's going on right now, I would have still stood stood for you guys. And so I appreciate it. And we'll be back with the on with CP on Sunday, you guys. And you guys be safe out there and educate those kids wisely and do all the fun stuff that we have to do in these trying times. Bye, you guys.
Bye.